Hi, I'm Rabbi Zoot, and welcome back to the channel. We've been talking about rebranding a new form of Judaism. And if we're going to talk about branding, we probably should spare a word for Apple. Apple is one of those companies that has been rocking the marketing world for a long time. And I want to take a look at one particular example of how they changed their industry. And not only did they change how people engaged with their products, but also how they communicated about what their products could do. When the iPhone was first coming out, it was a game changer. Up to that point, cell phones and telephones of all kinds had used actual physical buttons and keypads rather than an actual all-screen display where you can type right onto the glass. And it was this magical reinvention. It was such a game changer for the industry that now, today, it's unimaginable to think of any other way but this one. Except when it was coming out in 2007, it was totally new and it was totally revolutionary. So much so that there was some public backlash, not backlash because it wasn't angry, but some hesitancy to agree to what the iPhone offered because how does this work? What are we supposed to do with it? How exactly does this fit with our lives? And so Apple released a marketing campaign, an ad campaign that used the catchphrase, "There's an app for that." They walked through all of these different scenarios for, you need directions? There's an app for that. Just use your iPhone. You want to read a book? There's an app for that. Just use your iPhone. You want to know what's going on in the stock market? Don't worry, there's an app for that too. They were trying to show that in order to sell people the iPhone, you needed some kind of value proposition. You had to say something that made people go, wow, that could serve me in my life. Now, I love this story because I think Judaism needs to employ a very similar technique. Because no matter what a person is interested in, I think there's a Judaism for that. If you like reading, there's plenty of work to do on the Jewish bookshelf. If you like conversations about hot topics and politics, does Judaism have something to say about that? If you want to look at technology, just like this Apple conversation, there is plenty going on in Israel and within the Jewish people as to how we use technology and what we use it for. Sports, agriculture, and all kinds of other areas that are so complex and convoluted and pop culture-y that we don't even know how to pitch these. Judaism has to say something about all of it. There is a way to experience almost everything under the sun through a Jewish lens. And so I want to start a new thing each week. We're going to look at a different area where Judaism can be meaningful and can help us look at that thing in a new light. Each week I'm going to bring you something. I'm going to say, how could this possibly be Jewish? Well, let me show you. And we're going to discuss what exactly is it about that thing that is intriguing, interesting, and meaningful through a Jewish lens in order to show that we can continue to make our Judaism flexible and resilient and interesting no matter what's going on around us. I like to say that so much of what has been wrong with institutional Judaism in recent years is that we're trying to make people fit into Judaism. That's forced. That feels like we're punishing people by making them comply. That's not how this works. Instead, we need to be showing people that we can make their Judaism fit into what they need, what they experience in life, how they can best use Judaism to make life more meaningful, because that's what it's all about. So I want to show you some of the ways that Judaism is already working to make the things you care about and find interesting even more so. So let's start this next couple of weeks. We're going to look at all kinds of places where I bet we didn't know there was a Judaism for that, but there is. So let's explore. If you want to know what are some of those areas where I don't think there's a Judaism for this, try and prove me wrong. Let's see if we can stump the rabbi. And over the next couple of weeks, we'll go through all kinds of fun examples. In the meantime, leave comments with questions, thoughts, and advice. And I'm excited to start this journey with you some more. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.